Good afternoon. My name is Joe Neff, and this is my key assignment for the community college class, summing up the 6 modules that we covered over our 8 weeks. Put a little more emphasis on modules 1, 5, and 6. Thought there was more detail to cover there, but we will begin over the whole course. So in module 1, it was the overview of community colleges. Originally known as junior colleges. There's roughly over 1,000 community colleges in the United States among tribal, public, and private two-year institutions. These are, as we learned from the course, a great thing. They provide educational opportunities to rural and urban areas that may not be close by to a major institution, to where they locate, where they live or they work. Community colleges are also good for those who may not be able to afford a four-year institution. The cost is a little bit lower to attend one of these community college. I thought the article by Chris Peak was great, talking about reasons why community colleges are necessary. And 7 reasons he stated there was to bridge the wealth gap, to help those with just a high school education versus a college education. There's a big gap in the wealth there, to be able to provide more people with a opportunity to get a bachelor's degree. It lowers the cost of education, cheaper than a four-year institution. Some community colleges offer technical training, such as plumbing, electrical work, things in that nature. Provides classes with flexible work schedules for part-time, full-time students who may work during the day, some work at night. Community colleges are great. They offer non-traditional educational opportunities. Also an emphasis on veterans like myself. It's great having a community college that works with me and my military background. And then offers second chances for returning students who may not have been as successful the first time they went through college. We also learned about the different governance structures, the state level, state governing boards, the district level with local governing boards for either one or more institutions. And then we focused a little bit on college administration, the faculty and support staff. And then really the big thing after this module, our critical thinking assignment 1, we learned that 45% of U.S. graduates are from community colleges. 42% are first-time freshmen, 59% Native American, 56% Hispanic, 48% Black, 44% Asian Pacific Islander. 21% full-time students are fully employed, 59% full-time students are part-time employed, 40% part-time students are employed full-time, and 42% of part-time students are employed part-time. Module 2, we learned about what the community colleges are about. We focused on community college missions, the philosophies and goals, and how important it is for the community college to focus on what they're trying to provide for a student. We identified the roles of community college presidents, academic affairs, student affairs, administrative services, and information technology. We know that the community college president, their big role is to ensure the policies and school standards are being met. Sometimes those are established by the state for what a college has to achieve. To develop goals and implement plans to achieve those goals. To hire and maintain the staff to carry out college operations. And to monitor the school budget. Academic affairs and student affairs. Academic affairs is responsible for the hiring, the evaluating, and assigns the faculty to departments based on the background. And student affairs reaches out to potential new students, assists with financial aid and new students, and handles orientation. Administrative services and the information technology. Admin services oversees the budget, monitors the revenue stream coming in for the school. Information technology is responsible for handling student financial accounts online, the academic history, the email system, the mass communication systems, and aids with any technical issues with online classroom learning. And then we learned here we had to go to look up an executive council meeting. So for mine, this was mine from Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College. In this meeting, they had focused a lot on the coronavirus aid relief package and the buy one, get one free of summer classes. Module 3, working in a community college. We learned how to apply for a position within the community college and ensuring that candidates are qualified, that they have the proper training, backgrounds, certifications, and degrees to hold that position. For myself, for my critical thinking, I found a medical billing and coding instructor director position. It stated that they needed to have a bachelor's degree in either medical billing and coding, health informatics, nursing, computers, or a related field, 3 years of experience in medical billing and coding, familiar with managing a health information technology program, and that they would essentially be developing, administrating, overseeing, and reviewing the program at the school. Module 4 went into funding community colleges. Community colleges can receive funding from any of these sources: federal funding, state funding, appropriations and special funds, indirect state and local funds, and student tuition and donations. The big thing we learned also is property taxes can support the local schools and institutions. Something that I learned here, locally, Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College, their in-state tuition was $1,625 for in-state, $3,250 for out-of-state tuition for the 15 credit hours. And the parish that I live in Louisiana, the St. Tammany Parish, they provide funding to the St. Tammany School District, which receives its funding from local property taxes, and that's essentially 0.66% of assessed fair market value of the property. Module 5, we went into teaching and learning in community colleges. We learned about the accreditation, national, regional, and specialized levels, and then some of the factors that impact community college curriculum, the local board, state requirements, advisory committees, and local businesses and industry, and how to prepare students for college level work. Critical Thinking Assignment 5, I thought this was a really good article. The Catastrophe or Catalyst, reflecting on COVID-19's impact. There's been an 11% decline in the freshman enrollment rate, which is affecting these community colleges. This article stated that some of the reasons were students stopped attending because they didn't want to participate in online classes, which I found fascinating since everything that I do is online, based that I'm out of state. But what also was a realization that there was an underinvestment in student needs. This was realized during the pandemic, and that the schools that didn't have an online option, some really struggled to put something together to meet that remote learning need, and that has also affected their enrollment rate. And lastly, Module 6, Planning for the Future of Community Colleges. The American Association of Community Colleges had recommended that these community colleges need to ensure that they increase their completion rates, improve college readiness, close the American skills gap, refocus community college mission and redefine roles, target the public and private investment, and implement policies and practices that promote accountability. Another thing we focused on was leadership, ensuring that we find the right leaders who enjoy working with students, and that's professors and the staff. Something I learned from one of the articles was, on average, community college presidents only stick around for 3.5 years, so it's hard to maintain that constant maintainability there with the program, and that only 30% of presidents coming in have held a faculty position in the past. And we learned from the Critical Thinking Assignment number 6, the two things I thought were the most impacting of community colleges was the low completion rates and enrollment. This could be due to somewhat the COVID pandemic. Remote and online learning were an issue for students. Students intending to transfer but do not enroll into another university, and then unprepared students. And that was the second point I focused on, was new students unprepared for community college, and roughly 500,000 new students, freshmen, not prepared for college level work. And then moving on through my references, 10 minutes to cover everything that we did over the 8 weeks. I thought it was a great overview course of community colleges. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thank you.